Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Here we are.
We made it.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh, oh, oh,
We're in
oh,
funky
no,
spots.
wait,
Oh
wait.
no. Oh
We're in
no.
funky spots.
Oh no.
All right, problem solved.
I'm David.
Nothing. You didn't see anything? Everything was fine.
Wait, all right.
I was briefly David.
There it
I had an
goes.
identity crisis.
We did it.
Here we are.
It's fine.
It's Wednesday night. Red markets. Y'all know that we have these stickers out where we put a sticker on anything that's been broken,
Mm.
and the sticker says the incidentals were here. And right now, Casey's character's been broken. Whoa, what's up? What's up? Hey, thank you. So yeah, the sticker is really apropos right now. Casey is here. He's just waiting in the shadows.
He's just a ghost. Woo.
Yeah. He's a ghosty woasty, and it's gonna be bad.
Spooky ghost.
I mean, at the very least, he's not a vector, right? Like that's the thing that we did not allow to happen last game, was that he did not become a vector. So that's good.
I mean, you guys make it sound like that wouldn't be fun, but I'd say that sounds like fun. But that's...
Sounds like peak red mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like red market's working as intended. That's what that would have been.
Right.
All right. So, folks, we have a lot of stuff coming on. There's a lot of stuff that we're gonna be doing here. I just want to say here we have some social posts coming and that kind of stuff. We're getting our ducks in a row, but come December 3rd, we're going to start our annual charity drive. So every year we try and do a big charity showcase with a bunch of games. We're calling it High Shelf Charities this year, or High Shelf Charity this year. And the idea is we're going to run 6 games with a bunch of guests, and we're going to do like Cyberpunk and Witcher and Morkborg, and Kratrina made a game for us, which is PHO,
Paranormal Hunters Organization.
Yes. Ethan is going to run some Aegon for us.
Holiday Aegon. Yeah, there's that movie with like Jack Frost and the Easter Bunny and stuff like that. It's kind of like that.
That movie made
the
me
more
cry.
I think about it, like you're not gonna have any bonds with Zeus. You're gonna have a bond with Saint Nicholas.
Yes.
Or I don't know, La Katrina, if you're into like Day of the Dead. I don't know.
Yes.
Whatever. It's gonna be a little loosey goosey. It's gonna be fun though.
So all of this, and then we're also going to do like original D&D, right? So we have a bunch of cool stuff going on. So that's going to happen every Friday and Saturday, the first part of the month in December. And we're doing all that to raise funds for the Trevor Project, which is a charity that's near and dear to our hearts. It saves the lives of LGBT folk through suicide prevention. And so definitely, I think a lot of us, didn't mean to hit the mic. Definitely a lot of us have folks who've been impacted by suicide and that sort of thing. So we really love this charity, and every year we try and do something big for them. So this year we're going all out. We have some really great games, great backers, sponsors, that kind of thing. So more information on that to come. We have been busy just not talking about it. So now we're gonna start talking about it, because now we're rounding the bend on all of our logistics work to come together.
Soon.
We're at the point where it's happening and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. Like
the train
done.
is coming.
It's done. And so now we got to let everybody know that it's going to happen. So yeah, there will be links and things to come, and really big prizes, like things you can't, like collector's items are going to be in this, like as prizes for donors. I mean, like it's going to be like, we're going all out on this one, guys. We really want to do it up big, and we want to like do everything we can to support this charity. So some folks are anteing up some things that like just don't get made anymore, and are like harken back to the original days of like gaming. So like it's gonna be huge. We're really pumped. So enough hype on that. I want to talk a little bit about merch. If Kratrina, can I kick it over to you to talk a little bit about merch and the stuff that you're doing?
Yeah, we have merch. It's on Redbubble and T Public. If you want to get it, I highly suggest you do. The one that I kind of want to shout out is the Incidentals Are Here stickers, as so wonderfully shown by Casey, or I guess Mike posting Casey's picture. Regardless, that one you can put it on anything that's broken and blame it on somebody else. I hear that's really good for like if you have kids, or if you are a kid and you break stuff.
my child wants all these stickers. I'm like, Dax, we only put these things on stuff that's broken. He's like, I'll break stuff. It's like, no, let's not create reasons.
But you just said, Dad. You
Yeah.
just
Mind of a
said.
child. It's a beautiful thing.
We
They will
also
find the
have
shortest way.
He will.
we have the old stuff, which I feel like I'm not gonna go through. We've seen it all before. I own 1 million notebooks.
Yes.
Here, we'll just look at a random one. And I believe the other one, the Sad Owl Whiskey.
Yes.
Is
the
the
whiskey
name
one's
of the
so
other
good.
one?
Sad boy whiskey.
Old
Yeah.
Sad Boy Whiskey.
That
Yeah.
is such a good one.
Which said, show me all the notebooks or else.
Yeah.
There's
It's
too
holding us
many.
hostage. It's holding our stream
Yeah.
hostage.
We'll say I haven't bought the last 2 notebooks yet. Like
holding back.
Yeah.
I applaud your
Keyword B,
restraint.
yeah.
Sure. That's it. Sure. Have I opened it up many times and then forgotten to purchase? Maybe.
That's right.
Or just the other fun thing is because I have access to multiple accounts, it's making sure I'm not on that one when I go to purchase.
It might go to somebody else.
That may be a problem, but fixed. So anyway, there's merch. Please go check it out. Put a sticker somewhere where something's broken.
Yes. That is the way.
Just right across here. Just.
Too bad we can't put a sticker on the economy.
Listen,
The housing market.
you know
I
what?
thought you were gonna say on Ridgid.
If somebody were to go and put one of those stickers on like a Fed building, I think that counts.
That would count as
Enough. Is that a challenge, David?
No,
is
I
that a
think
challenge?
that's
I think that is a
might be a
crime.
felony.
I think that is a crime.
That sounds like a way to
Of
end
all
up on a watch list. Another
You
know
watch
what?
all the
list.
things.
So
Again.
All the things
funny.
that could have.
Oh, okay. I got it. Don't actually take off the back, right? Like here, you got the sticker, right? You just cut it out and you just like hold it up to the building and like take a perspective photo as if it's on the thing, and then you're good.
You know, for a person 2 years ago who was like, hey, let's be careful about handing out these stickers at Gen Con because they may put them somewhere and make in trouble.
Oh,
Now
no,
we're
that's
two.
That's
We're
because
Those are
two.
real
Hey,
rules.
put it on a Fed building.
Yeah,
I'm
Gen
just
Con
saying
has
that,
real
like,
rules though.
I'm just saying that, yeah, the convention center will like bar you from ever going back. And like,
The federal
like-
government will.
it's a fine or maybe a couple of days in prison, right? But I get to go to Gen Con still. They don't.
Out of all the things that could have resulted in Casey going to prison, I really hope it's not a sticker on a Fed building. that is the least interesting of the options that I've
Yeah.
heard.
All of my stories. That would be the most mundane. They're like, we finally got the motherfucker. How'd you get him? You put a sticker on the U.S. Post Office. We got
Hey,
him.
it's
Life.
like Al
That'd be bad.
Capone's taxes, man. Like,
That's how
they
they
always
get you.
get you
That's how
that
they get
way.
Do you pay
Right.
tax on these stickers? No. All
I
right.
wasn't in the state.
All right, let's go. Ethan, we got kind of a regular roundup right now of streams,
Yeah.
right? So red markets on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I mean that's we got Mass Effect coming back sometime
Yep. You know
I
As
what's
don't know.
soon as we all,
it's the
as soon as
holidays,
we all
y'all.
get
It's the
together.
holidays.
when we get it together. Yeah, the holidays have made my job really really kind of boring. For Wednesday, okay, so maybe I should also let Mike talk about this a little bit. But for Wednesdays in December, Mike has prepared for us a wintry holiday wonderland. And we're going to be repping our charity and all that kind of stuff. But really, the Wednesdays, that's for the home crew. That's for those near and dear to our hearts, for family.
That's right.
It's little
Um,
homecoming parties for the
little homecoming parties. So I mean, Mike, what do we got? Like this kind of like sounds like it's your show, man. Like let's hear about it. What do we
Yeah,
got?
it's Mike does something weird on Wednesday nights. So we have tonight with Red Markets. I believe next week is Warmer in the Winter. Warmer in the Winter is a game, PBTA game based on Hallmark holiday movies. So we'll see who ends up falling in love before Santa Claus like takes them to the North Pole or something. I don't know what happens there.
That's so wholesome.
I don't watch those usually. Yeah. After that, we've got 2 weeks that are going to be Brindlewood Bay. We're going to have a holiday mystery for there. And then there's 2 more weeks left in the month that aren't completely set in stone there. Might be more warmer in the winter, might be something else. We'll have to wait and see.
Be good. It'll be real good.
Real
so-
fun.
We got nothing else on the calendar. We got no Mondays, no
December,
Tuesdays, no Thursdays.
December, November off months, right? The fact
Yeah.
that Wednesday doesn't hold on to any specific holidays is pretty amazing. So we actually get to
And-
use this thing on Wednesdays.
And I'm pretty sure like that's not restricted to us 5 that always play on Wednesdays. Like
No, yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
for the community.
There's going to
Yeah,
be some
Whole
so-
HSC community.
there's going to be
Yeah,
some different faces who get to come through on those nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be real good. So I think let's get into red markets because y'all last session, like
Can I just ban John?
Ridgid just died, you know, like it happened. And so now we are like still gotta go do a job. And that sucks. And so Mike, why don't you take us out, man? Like where
So
we
I
at?
think I think we have another episode where as we've reached the beginning of our allotted time slot on the channel that airs the Incidentals, it opens with another little cutscene where there's this heavily overgrown little opening in the woods. We see like there's this real overgrown bush, and on top of it there's just this like old deer skull, like stag skull, like just on top of it. And then we hear a little bit of a tinny noise, and the camera kind of like pans down, and on the ground there's this little like flipped open electronic device with a screen.
Hmm.
And as we kind of like come around to the side where we can see the screen, on the screen we see a country road, and on that country road we get Longbow walking out in front with his rifle slung across his chest. And then farther back we see Mirtha and Deacon. And Mirtha, we start to pick up like that tinny noise. We hear Mirtha's voice is like, I still don't understand why. And we hear Deacon's voice say, look, I know it was friend shaped, but I swear on this book it was not friendly. Do not touch it.
No, you did it. I came back from the dead to comment on this.
Okay, but 100%. 100% that's Deacon and
It's a
Mirtha.
very
Yeah,
accurate TikTok.
Mhm.
And then the camera kind of pans around the clearing here a little bit more, and we see like that deer skull again. And then from back inside those empty eye sockets, we see a human eye open behind it. That it's been covered in like black makeup, and the eyes open behind there. We see a leather gloved hand reach out from like what looked like a bush, close up that little device and pick it up, and it's actually someone who stands up full height wearing like this full ghillie suit, and this deer skull is a mask, and they go off into the woods.
No. No. All that? No. Please.
I just got X-carded over the intro to the game. Jeez, this is...
No. You did not get X carded. This is creepy, man. This is creepy.
Yeah. So yeah, Red Markets is a game of economic horror where everybody's out here trying to make money, except last time tragic mistakes happened, or like not even mistakes, just like bad happenstance occurred. And now we have 3 out of the 4 members of the Incidentals out here trying to complete their job, trying to make it to Oxbow mining.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, the one player with notoriously bad dice rolls was like, man, what's the worst that could happen?
I think you said that out loud too.
No, Ethan said that out loud. I did
say that out loud before we got in there, but Casey did YOLO it there at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So here we are, walking
yeah.
to this place. We've completed all the legs to get us to.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
I wanted to give you all a chance in case anybody wanted to do anything else before you arrived there. I don't know if there was any other conversations you wanted to have before we kind of get to like y'all arriving at this place. Because we've had Ridgid, we've had this caravan of church buses full of people who were infected somehow we don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just kind of continuing on walking through the Oklahoma woods.
Yeah, not me. Longbow doesn't have a lot to say right now.
I feel like Deacon's
Fair.
kind of the same boat. Like if I stop to talk about this stuff, I'm not gonna be able to focus, and that's like it's one of those things where it's like you just gotta go.
Yeah.
Like let's get home. There's time to talk when you get home, when you're in a bed and you can sleep. Like not when you're
Yeah.
camping in the undead woods.
I think occasionally there's like sniffles from Mirtha, but she doesn't want to talk about it either at the moment.
Oh yeah, Longbow is like whenever he's asleep. That's a good time to let it out. But when everybody's
That's-
around, we
You
gotta kind
know,
of
when
rely on
you
each other. Like Longbow's not gonna let any of that out while we're up and walking around.
you know when you cried real hard, and then like you're trying to catch up like to all the like breathing that you need to do, and the sniffles last for hours.
Yeah.
That's probably where Mirtha's at.
Yeah. Fair.
As we start to get closer to where we know there's an entrance into this like refining location, and like they have like all the stuff that's like set back from the road a little bit, we can see that where the fence, where the gate is up there, parked in the road, there is like a white Toyota pickup truck that has clearly been reinforced. Like it's got like panels along the side and the back, so you can stand in the back and not have to worry about anything grabbing your legs. It's got covers over the windows. On the side, painted on the door, you can see there is a picture of like like a staff crossed with a machine gun, and it says "Thy Rod and Staff" underneath. And as you approach, there is a fairly frail-looking woman whose head is shaved, with like a bandana tied over her face, who is carrying this huge bag that she is struggling to carry, and like kind of barely reaches the back of the truck and like plops it into the back of the bed. Like the whole thing like shakes as it lands there.
I think Deacon just gonna be like, y'all need some help over there?
I think she will like hear you. She will look your direction, and then she will kind of go eyes down and like kind of like move away, like back through like where the gate that she just came through with like the bag. I think as you can see her moving away, you're getting closer in, and you can see that she's wearing like a tank top and like cargo pants, like some boots. But she has like the black spider web veins all over her,
Good.
and she kind of like scurries away.
Longbow, what you reckon's in that bag?
Better not be our stuff. I mean, is there anybody else at the truck?
Not there right now. You hear other voices that are muffled, and you hear like the sounds of like boots on gravel kind of thing.
Let's go maybe take a look real quick.
We're not
Get
here
back.
for anything, just to say that we saw it.
Right, but if we see that it's being taken, like they might want to know a
Yeah.
description of the truck.
What is the thing? I think we're looking for some kind of like chemical agent. I don't feel like you just load it up in a bag.
Some
Yeah, you
chemical
guys
agents
are.
just
Oh, what's
in
it?
the bag,
You're
right?
looking for honeycomb, petroleum, calcining, coke.
And do we know if that's supposed to be in like tanks or bags or?
It would be a powdered substance. It could be potentially in bags, but they didn't really give you a whole lot of detail on it. It sounded like if it was going to be there, it would probably be in volume, so it would probably be in some place that they would be loading it into some kind of containers kind of deal.
Got it. So there'd be some sort of silo with a nozzle on the bottom or something like that.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, and from what we know, sounds like if it's here, there's too much of it for one little truck to carry. So I say we just, try and make peace and let them do their thing, and we do our thing, and
Yep.
hopefully everything's okay.
Right.
Did they see all three of us, Mike? Or did she see all three of us?
Um, unless somebody was trying to roll stealth or something to avoid it, which we didn't really do at the moment. If somebody was like, "Oh, I hide," then I'm
Yeah.
open to it. But otherwise, yeah, she'd have spotted the three of you on the road, kind of
Okay.
sidling up here.
Let's just
Yeah.
approach and try to look friendly.
Okay.
It would be kind of nice if maybe Mirtha, you went and just made yourself scarce. You know, I don't mind if they know there's three of us, but if they get a beat on all of us, then that's a problem. You okay with that, Deacon?
Okay. Call yell if you need me. I'm
No,
gonna
you'll know it.
shoot if you need me.
Yeah. What's the
Um,
signal? Pew pew pew. That's the signal.
The
We
signal
used
is when
it
an
so
arrow
well in the
shows up in
past.
someone's face. Yeah.
I mean, it has done well for us before.
It has.
You said this is like forest, underbrush, stuff
There's
like
there's
that?
woods on one side. There's some like like trees enough to give like some cover, like not have like you don't have a totally blatant view of this like huge set of like what used to be giant refinery smokestacks and stuff like that.
Okay. I
Um,
just would like to potentially be able to see where she went, but more so I just want to have eyes on Deacon and Longbow.
okay. Um, yeah, if you want to give me a stealth check just to take some cover.
Double zeros
Oh yeah. No, you are.
Nice.
to start the night.
Longbow's gonna turn around and be like, "Hey, Mirtha, maybe you should. Where'd she go? She was
Yeah.
with us, right? She
She
minute
has
ago,
been
she was
with us,
talking.
right?
Yeah.
She Batman me. She Batman me.
It's that ballet. It's that ballet walk. Hands on the tippy
Not
toes.
okay.
So quiet, so graceful.
I'm supposed to be
Yes.
Batman. Here I am being fucking Gordon.
Gordon. Commissioner Gordy.
One with the trees.
Back here, I'm just gonna hang out next to this dude in the ghillie suit. That's never mind.
Okay.
Where'd you come from? Nowhere. How about you? No. Yeah. So you can
Dude,
approach
all right,
where
hold on. Mike, that would be super rude if she got double tens crit and still got snuck up on by a
Somebody-
dude wearing a giant like skull mask. I'd be like,
She would literally
Bro.
scream. She would
Bro.
scream because there's
I speak with
obviously
the voice of the forest.
yeah, there's obviously a forest monster here and it's going to eat her.
yeah, I'm just saying with a stealth roll like that, and she gets snuck up on, I'm called BS.
Sir Gregory Gilliman over here with his
Mhm.
skull fashion.
It's a look. It's a
It's
look.
it's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
So I'm just
I'll do
gonna
that.
hide and
I'm
keep
sorry,
track
I'm
of
sorry.
everyone.
I didn't mean to totally derail you, Mike. I was just like, man, come on. Even the
No,
implication.
that was a joke. This is not
I know,
actually. Yeah,
I know.
that's. No, I'm not that jerk, but
Don't push your luck or it could be real.
Yeah.
So as you approach where the gate is here, where you saw this latent woman loading stuff into the back of this pickup, you will hear two voices, and you will, as you approach, there are two people who are like approaching that gate from the other side. They're both wearing that sort of like shades of blue and gray urban digital camo BDUs. They've got vests on. One of them is a guy. He's got probably a short crop beard, and it looks like he has a silenced pistol in a holster on his hip. He has like a name ribbon on his vest that says JP. Or no, sorry, it says Billy Ray. And behind
Iris.
him is, yeah, goddamn right. Behind him is a woman
Got a
who
mullet?
is. And there's a woman who is pretty tall, very muscular. She's wearing like cut off sleeves on hers, and she's got like an M60. She's got like a full ass machine gun.
Oh. Oh.
And she's back a little bit, and you see that the latent woman who had been loading stuff, kind of like hanging back behind these two as they're coming out.
Howdy.
Billy Ray with the mullet will come up and like, oh, howdy there, friends. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Cool. What brings you out here?
Job.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Out here on a job like that too. We're just, we're getting some stuff we can use for fertilizer back at the farm. Ain't looking for no trouble.
Yeah, I
Likewise.
think Longbow's just watching that crew serve machine gun and going, "Yep, not us either." Like, I don't see. These other people don't exist. That exists.
Give me an awareness check.
Okay.
Like everybody or just one person?
Ooh, baby, that is a plus my skills should be pretty good. Yeah, that is a 10 over 9.
Okay. Yeah, as she turns around, you can see on the back of her vest, she has like one of those like glowing Virgin Mary with like the draped over the head kind of things. And as she comes back around, you do notice she has a name tag, like one of those name ribbons on it, and it just says Mary.
Okay.
Take it y'all are fans of Good Lord.
Yeah, he'll be like, yeah, I reckon you and us, friend, we have similar taste in literature. There's probably a better way to phrase that Mike.
That was perfect. Nope.
No, that's perfect for how Deacon feels about it. Yeah, he'd just say similar.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, glad to see another believer out here in Laos. What all brings you guys out here?
I would like to ready a shot on the lady with the machine gun.
Okay.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's a big weapon. So
I think Longbow will kind of add in here. We're just doing a little reconnaissance. We don't actually need nothing from here.
Okay, sure. I mean, there's fertilizer to go around if y'all want some.
What kind of fertilizer is it?
Thing that Mike doesn't know about, but that is certainly accurate and relevant in the world.
But not the thing, not the thing that we're here for.
No,
okay.
not that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because that's what I was like, is this some weird way of saying they're hauling off all the stuff we need? Because that's not fun.
No.
Not fun for them. Probably not fun for our characters.
Right.
right.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. You said there's plenty to go around?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in there. We're just, we're getting fertilizer, right?
Okay.
Trying to,
All right.
Okay.
Well,
y'all good? Y'all been out here walking a long time? Just like, got a cooler of water here in the back. You want to drink or something?
we appreciate the hospitality. We'll have to respectfully decline. We've run into some interesting characters in the past, and I'm sure you guys are on the up and up, but we just don't do that anymore. Straight up.
Somebody Deacon will add, somebody tries to serve you dude stew a few times and you just stop taking food from folks on the road, food, drink, you never know.
Do appreciate it though.
I think he will kind of like look confused at that for a second, and he'll kind of like turn back, and the woman with the machine gun will be like, y'all met them people from Titan, didn't you?
Could have been.
I guess. I don't know, but was not welcome.
Didn't get that far in the conversation.
So
Okay.
yeah, so we're gonna go this way. Kind of looking at Deacon, we're gonna go around this way, and we'll just give each other some room. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thing.
Sounds good. Be my guest.
Like your hairdo.
Come on.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't, you know, like I don't want to make anybody nervous. So Longbow's got his rifle slung. Like he's not brandishing it or anything like that.
Yeah, I think the Mary with the machine gun, machine gun Mary apparently now. Oh.
Yeah.
She is like she's probably got gloves, but she's not like finger on the trigger. She's like, you know, it's slung and it's in place, and I'm in control of this weapon, but it's not.
Right.
It's not aimed at anybody. I'm not prepared to try to quick draw this thing.
Okay.
You know, things are
Imagine
cool
you
for
could.
now.
I would imagine M60 probably has the clumsy tag. Can't be quick drawn.
Right. But still.
Things are like 100 pounds or whatever.
Yeah. If she doesn't go down immediately, might as well be quick drawn because
Might as well.
yeah, everything in that direction's gone. Okay. Yeah, Longbow is gonna try and like get around and away so we can talk.
Okay.
And try and figure out what's going on here.
Are you trying to go inside into like where this like leads into this like kind of refinery complex kind of space, or are you still like
That's
outside
where we
on the
gotta-
street?
That's where we gotta go, right?
We have our person hidden, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Longbow is gonna like walk towards like another entrance to this place. You know, so like we're not sharing entrances or any of that kind of stuff.
So
Like,
this is
really
like
give
the
it-
main like a gate that connects to the exterior road. Everything else is
Oh,
kind of like
really?
inside.
Oh, really? Okay, gotcha.
Like there's multiple buildings inside. I did
Gotcha.
stick a picture into Discord for
Oh,
part
sweet.
of it,
Yeah.
because again, it's using a real place that was on the map.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Oh God,
Yeah, the skull thing. Ugh.
you could have warned me about the second picture.
So
what that was
is there
spoiled or something?
is there like another parking lot entrance or another like pedestrian? It's probably not a pedestrian entrance, but like another like entrance in this gate that's on this side. We
So
can walk
it's
to.
kind of one of those scenarios where like this is the way in, and inside there's a parking lot, and inside there's like all the stuff for like if you're working here you would park over there, and if you're here with like a truck to make a pickup or a delivery, like you pull through the space that's clear to do the stuff.
All right, fair enough. I didn't want to out that she was hidden out there. I guess then I think we walk inside the fence. Just like Longbow starts walking in, and
For
if she wants to emerge, she can. If she doesn't, Longbow's not gonna like look into the woods or any of that kind of stuff. He's just gonna be like, well, she'll make her decision, and I'm gonna walk through this gate.
I'm just gonna keep my eyes and ears open because I kind of want to see what they say to each other, what they say to the latent woman,
Okay.
how they treat her.
Right now, the woman seems to just mostly be ignoring her. The other guy, like, it's not. He doesn't seem to have. He mostly seems to be ignoring her in that way of like, you're not here. Not like I'm just not paying a lot of attention, but like you're not a thing I keep track of. I think as you're going, as Longbow and Deacon are headed in through the gate area, there are two more latent guys. These ones are men. They also have bandanas tied over their face. One of them's wearing like a tie-dyed t-shirt, and the other one has like some kind of like a vest with like tassels on it. But same black spider web vein type scenario. And there's another guy coming out of a building behind them as they're both carrying bags of this stuff, and the guy has a rifle.
Yeah, you can make sure to greet everybody, including the ladies. make a deal and like, howdy, how you doing?
I think
kinda deal.
one of them is like just so confused that you did it, and the other one's like, oh yeah, hi man, and like keeps going. Um, and then as you're coming by where like the dude with the rifle is, he's like, you don't have to talk to them.
Children of God, like you and me.
Okay, and he like carries on following them.
What did the third guy have a name tag?
JP.
Okay. All right. Cool. Mike, this truck that they came here with, does it have seating for all 6 of these people?
There's yeah. It's probably got like the doors like welded shut and like with something over the windows and like the back of the cab like carved out. So there's space for like some people to go in through the back into the cab and then in the cab like the other like these 3 latents and like somebody else with like a gun and like 2 people sitting up front in the actual cab kind of deal. Where there's space for all of them to be transported in this thing,
Okay.
even if they are carrying a fair amount of stuff in the back.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that I had a good sense of the truck and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I'll kind of like pull off to the side a little bit with Deacon, try and get just some privacy real quick. It's like, hey man, what do you think's going on here?
Sounds like that enclave that get the ladies to do all the work for them. Vance, I think.
Oh shit.
I mean, we call it spade is slavery, but
yeah. The truck does have like government plates on it.
like they're out of that. It's like an Air Force base or something, I think.
All right.
Description fits.
Fuck, dude. Do we wait for her? Do we go inside? I don't want to do anything that's gonna like make these guys feel weird, and I don't want to do anything that's gonna expose that she's out there. So
let's keep our heads down. If we find the stuff, we can just leave.
Okay. All right.
I don't like them, but I'm not exactly about to pick fights with somebody with a machine gun,
Yeah. Okay. Is there? You said there's multiple buildings in here. Can you? I mean, I assume there's one larger building, but
There's several in different sizes. Like some of them are for management, some of them are for different processing procedures. Some of them are like smokestack kind of things because they did stuff at high heat. You probably do have an idea of like it should be in like section B, which is where they did some kind of work, so you'll know that it's kind of over there. Which is not necessarily like the one they're getting stuff out of is like next door to it. They're not even like working out of the same building kind of deal. You just kind of have to like cross their path to get over there. And they're all out of the way to do it right now. So.
Yeah. Then I guess like I think Longbow wants to do like kind of a gesture to indicate which way we're going. Like we're talking and he's like kind of pointing a little obviously like over there. Yep. All right, cool. And then we can start walking so that, at the very least, Mirtha kind of gets a sense of where we're going. And she knows like what we're up to. But I don't want to go into a building. So maybe, maybe when we get a little closer, Longbow is like, hey, how about I stay here and just keep an eye on things? I think it makes sense for us to have eyes on these guys anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Deacon the whole time just looking around for a big sign that says honeycomb, calcium, coke, or whatever. Just
Yeah,
like,
right.
If there's a container that says it's there, he's gonna be like,
building B says petroleum calcining facility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if any of it's labeled, then he's like, all right, let's look there. He wants to put eyes on the actual substance, but like that's about all he's willing to do at this point.
Okay.
That's all they were asked to do, really.
Mhm.
I think as you get over towards where that building has like a big like rolling garage door kind of thing for like if you were trying to bring a truck in with a trailer to fill up with stuff, you could do it into this space. And then to the side, there's like a normal human-sized door. Um, I think as you get closer to the building, like in front of it, there are some downed casualties um, that were just around the complex when these other guys got there. Um, but they didn't want to deal with, so yeah, they're just lying there on the ground. Um, I think the door to that building itself is probably it's the handle is locked. Whether you're going to like bash your way through the door or try to unlock the door, it's like you have options.
Yeah. If there's a locked door, then I'll try and pick it because I still have my kit with me.
That doesn't work. I'll pull it off its hinges.
There it is.
Can I continue to watch what they're doing and not the latents and the people from Vance, just how that stitch is going?
Yeah, I think the other Laytons come over and they put more bags in the back of the pickup truck. They stop for a second, and there's when they said before, like, hey, if you need a drink, we got water and stuff in the truck. They actually have like two coolers in the back of the truck, and like all the Laytons like go and get like a little cup of water out of one that has like this big black X spray painted across it.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Was the one they offered us the one with the X or the other one?
Never got that far. Just
Yeah, no.
Okay.
We
Fair
we
enough.
flatly refused already.
yeah. But they'll like it's not even a very big cup that like they seem to be drinking, and then the guy who is there at the front with the mullet and the pistol is like, all right, like kind of like gesturing his head, like get back to it, all right? Like we're not done yet, and they all start kind of filtering back into that building that they came out of.
Is that woman with the machine gun, what's she doing?
She continues to hang out by the pickup with like the guy who seems to be in charge.
Okay. Um, can I see Longbow?
Yeah, you can see Longbow back probably like you can. He's a fair distance away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you still have the binoculars or not.
I do.
Okay, yeah, I mean you
Mhm.
can. Um, he's back there. You see him like opening a door, trying to open a door with Deacon
Okay.
to like the next building that's farther away from you.
I got a 4/1, so.
You see him open a door for Deacon.
Yay! We did it.
And then Longbow, when the door is unlocked and everything like that, he'll kind of take a couple of steps back and ready the rifle in case there's something on the other side. And like before he does anything, he's just gonna like real calm, like just kind of check his 360,
Mhm.
and like get a lay of these people. He does want to find out where the machine gun is, that kind of stuff. You don't have to describe it, but he's gonna try and pick the things he knows, and then just like scan the tree line real quick. And then when he's satisfied, he'll turn back around to Ethan or to Deacon and give you a nod.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll head in.
dude with the pistol is still back by the truck. He seems to be fairly lax, kind of like leaning on it, relaxing and stuff like that. Woman with the machine gun is like in his vicinity, but not like right up on him or anything. And then the Laytons and the guy with the rifle are headed back into that other building.
Okay.
Nothing else that seems to be going on around here.
Yeah, Deacon will head inside if the door's open
Yeah.
and try to find that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, this door opens into like an office type space, and there's a bunch of like paperwork here. If you wanted to research your way through it, you could try to figure out if there's something here too.
I don't think I've got any of that.
Okay.
No, I got none of that. That's papers.
Yeah.
I'm only concerned with one book.
That's right.
And that one happens to be hollow at the moment, but you know,
You know the words.
I know
But
the
it's
words.
still good. It's a very
It's
good
still
book.
good. It's a good
Um,
book.
yeah, you can go inside and you can start taking a look around. If you want to make an awareness check.
For sure. Yeah. Deacon was definitely one of those pastors that, you know, hired the accountant because he's like, taxes are confusing. I don't care much about it. Just figure it out.
Make sure we're not paying him.
Yeah.
Make sure to pay what we're supposed to pay.
Well,
And filing the paperwork we're supposed to
they're a
file.
nonprofit, right? So it's like whatever.
It's a ton of paperwork. My mom
I
does the
know,
taxes
I
for
know it
Ridgid.
is.
It's
I know
so
it is.
bad.
I know it is.
It's so bad. 12 over 6.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, as you kind of move around in here, you do see that like everything's covered in this like heavy layer of gross dust, but there are like clearly placards that have like OSHA safety information on them that you kind of like wipe your hand across. And after going through a couple of them, you do find one that's like honeycomb, petrochemical, calcining coke, um, the stuff that you're looking for. It's not
Yeah.
marked as being like particularly dangerous to be around or anything like that. It seems
Is it
relatively
like,
stable for whatever it is.
yeah, does the container seem like full or like empty or
Um, it- it's pretty full. Like it's pretty big, and
pretty
there's a
full?
fair amount of stuff in there. Yeah,
I mean,
like
is that,
it's more than their pickup truck full of stuff. If they were to
yeah.
just empty it into the bed.
So, I mean, like based on what we've been asked to do, is that job done? Is that like, we
Yeah,
found the thing, it's
you
here?
have the information that you were asked
Okay.
to get.
Yeah, then I mean, Deacon would kind of make a mental note of where it's at to pass on to Longval. Like it's, you know, it's in this part of this building, like all that kind of stuff. And then head back outside. Um, he'd say, well, it's in there and it's seemed like they had plenty of it. I don't see much of a problem for our employer. Think we ought to grab some bags of fertilizer to take back. I'm sure the farm hands would pay a pretty penny for it, and they said there's plenty to go around.
Oh, I don't see any harm with that. They seem to be okay with that idea.
Take a little extra cash on it.
Sure. Yeah, let me should we look in here just so we're not in each other's way? See if there's some extra in here.
Sure. Yeah, take a look.
Yeah, and when you come out, Longbow's like leaned against the wall kind of thing, so he can see everything.
Yeah.
And then he'll and like on his way is like, if you like, maybe check over these casualties. These guys don't seem like the sort to worry about a couple of bounty here and there.
Sure.
And I want to go in, and you mentioned earlier some papers. I think Longbow would stop and try and check out those papers, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll check the downed group.
Yeah. They have been rifled through.
They've been rifled through.
Yeah.
All right. So, oh, sweet. That's 2 4s on the die from a recent roll
Yay.
of some papers in this place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you find a previous purchase order for the stuff that you were asked to find here.
Okay.
It was being there was supposed to be vehicles coming when the crash happened to pick up a bunch of it for some place that is like it was some sort of like construction company with like a weird like tech company type name.
Interesting. Okay.
Like missing a couple vowels, construction enterprise solutions, like
Some
Sounds
sort
like
of
our employer.
some sort of like Silicon Valley construction company bullshit.
yeah,
Awesome.
like
but
construction,
does that give me
but
like
high tech. Yeah,
does that give me a sense of like the quantity that might be on hand here? Is that the kind of like cool
Yeah.
shit that I'm finding here?
yeah. There's definitely information about that kind of thing. Like there's probably specific notes about when it was being manufactured and like tolerances and percentages and things that matter
Sure.
to people who do these kind of things
Business.
that I am unable to
Yeah,
comprehend.
the manufacturing port, whatever the stats of this thing are, Longbow will take a picture of that right? Like, hey,
Mhm.
got this, quantity here for you. Here are the metrics on this shit. And then I'm gonna go in and look
Let's
at
get this.
this,
Let's get this shit.
get this thing, and take a picture of the drum, right?
Mhm.
And I want to say that with the deception of like 2 or maybe criminality, long I was going to notice that Deacon wiped his handprint across one label in this room, and long about just real quick going to wipe the label off of a bunch of shit in here,
Okay.
right? So that when we
That's fair.
leave,
Yeah.
if these guys go poking through here, it's not obvious which one
What
we were
were they
looking for.
after? Yeah. Like,
Right. Yeah, exactly. So Longbow is going to clean up a couple of the other things and make it look like we were interested in, just to throw off the scent a little bit.
Okay.
And then I think, yeah, if there's fertilizer in here, I'll call out for it. But otherwise, you tell me.
No, all the other stuff that's in here is like this petrochemical stuff.
Yep.
Those,
Yep.
those,
And there's nothing else in here that is like, ooh, if we bring that back, that's value, that's money. Let me get some bags of that. Okay.
like the one that you guys were here to research is like relatively stable stuff, and like a lot of the others are like, you don't want to be using this outside without a filter mask. Like,
Got it. Yeah. Fair. Okay. Well then, yeah, Longbow will come back out and say, hey, I think I figured out how much of this stuff is on hand, so that probably get us a little extra here. And while I was inside, kind of tucked away, I'll use that GPS device to get like, tight coordinates, tight enough you could call ordnance on it, kind of deal.
yeah. That device is very accurate. Like that's supposed to be accurate to within like centimeters, kind of deal.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Beautiful. So yeah, I'll number of silos, positions, all that kind of shit. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
And then come back out. I was like, there's no fertilizer in here. You want to go see if we can't get some from that other building?
They said there's plenty to go around. I don't see why we couldn't.
Okay. All right. I'll let you do the talking on that.
All right. So yeah, I guess we'll head over to whatever building they're unloading from, and just go see if we can pick up a few bags.
Okay.
Kind of deal. I carry as much as I can.
Yeah, as you get over there, I think like the guy with the rifle is following up behind the Laytons as they're all carrying bags. That one woman is like struggling again. I think as she gets over by the pickup truck, she loses her footing and she falls. And you see her get back up, and she's got like a bloody nose from like slamming her face onto this bag of stuff. And the guy with the pistol and the mullet will like just scream at her and like pull the gun because Layton's creating biohazards around here, and what I told you not to such and such. And
Longbow is going to get himself some cover, but
Martha's gonna do that bird whistle that she does when there's trouble.
Yeah.
So.
Deke is gonna was maybe already on the way over there, like heading in that direction. I'll kind of walk over, and he's got like gloves and all that kind of stuff on. And I'll pull like maybe like a cloth or something, like a bandage kind of deal out of his bag, like something, and be like, hey, you need to stop that up kind of deal. Like, we got a problem.
So first, I think like the other two guys, like one of them will like kind of try to stop, and like the guy with the pistol, I didn't tell you to take a break. Like, so they like start going back towards like carrying it back to the truck. The one who falls, her mask will come off because how else do we see that she has the bloody nose? She will be very timid about accepting help, and the guy with the pistol will be like, no, you stay back from her. She's dangerous. You're gonna you get infected. I'm not responsible for what we have to do here.
I understand. We've got Layton's back where I'm from. And I'll kind of like hand it to her, like not try to Deacon's not like, he's being smart about it. He's got like covered, like he's not trying to get blood all over him or anything, but just like hand like it's not rocket science to avoid
Yeah.
getting blood on you when somebody's bleeding. It's like, and kind of probably looking at the guy with like a little bit of a like, it's not like almost kind of like you must have never been around hurt folk before, like kind of deal. Just one of those, and kind of tries to just give her a hand.
I think he will just stay on his dumb crap about like, no, get away from her. That's don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Longbow, of course, is watching to see if anybody makes a stupid move that Longbow's not gonna like, right?
Same.
So like as Deacon is doing his humanity, if this guy does anything more, if any of the other people do anything more, obviously like that matters. But like Longbow's not gonna escalate this.
And then like after she's kind of sort of say, is the fertilizer in that building y'all been coming in and out of, or is it like is there other we don't want to be in y'all's way?
I think he will just say like, yeah, that's the last of it though.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap up here. I think it's time you guys to get moving along too.
Oh, we still got a couple things to look at around here for our job, but y'all have a nice day.
I think he will go over to the woman, and he's wearing gloves, and he'll take the cloth away from her. Because everybody else is being nice to try to de-escalate. He's not.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Longbow's watching what Deacon does.
Mm-hmm.
And if Deacon's cool, then all right. But Longbow's
cool
like,
is the correct word, but
he's holding his breath. He's holding his breath.
Cool's not the correct word, but the numbers are the numbers, right? It's like, I don't know how many folks are gonna die today, kind of deal.
I think Longbow is going to take a little picture of that license plate, though, Mike.
Okay.
I think this whole exchange is making me think that the Deacon might want that.
Why was her face covered?
They
all
just
the
all the Laytons had like bandanas up just in case they were.
The way their spittle doesn't get on somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because their spit is a weapon.
Yeah, it is. I was just double checking that there wasn't some other gross thing going on.
No.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you wanna kill this guy? Spit on him and then run.
I've read a story about that recently, so yeah.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Martha's gonna stay hidden, but if they make a bad move towards Deacon, that guy gets a little twitchy with his pistol.
Deacon's like the knight in the middle of the chessboard, and we got bishops covering this knight. We got the like we have the rook and the bishop covering this knight, and if anybody messes with the knight, they're gonna die.
We will see to it.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think we see two things happen. One is I think we see Billy Ray with the pistol up there, kind of like looming over this woman who fell down, with the pistol out, and like, I told you you're here to do a job. You don't fail me. You don't mess this up. Da da da. Like it's ominous. This guy like over her with his pistol, and then you see the woman with the machine gun. Her posture with it changes. Like she goes hand on grip, hand under barrel. Like it starts to get into a utility motion.
On whom?
Well, that's where it gets interesting. Because he's there being real ominous with this gun, kind of like, I told you not to do, and she will like bring the gun up, and 3 rounds go off before it jams, and the guy with the pistol spins around as they go through his shoulder.
Okay.
You're gonna kind of look around like, what?
And he will look real confused.
What is JD doing?
JP?
JP is in the building, probably screaming, "What the fuck?" And then yelling at the other guys, "Don't you move! Lay down on the ground."
I'm gonna get real low and hidden and just get my rifle up to where I know JP's gonna come out of that building.
I'm on the chick with the jammed gun.
Something about this is ringing a bell.
You'll see the chick with
Casey is like
chick.
dying.
You'll see
Y'all
the
can't
chick
see
with
it,
the
but
jammed
Jay-
gun.
But Casey's at attention, waiting to say what his character's gonna do.
Wait, what does she look like?
She's
She
tall.
bear a
She's
family
muscular.
resemblance to anybody we've met before?
Who knows?
Maybe a
Maybe.
passing.
No. I wouldn't know. Does she? Because I have the name. I know the name. I know. Was the name Mary? I think
Mary.
the name was Mary.
And was
Yep.
married.
The woman with the big like Virgin Mary on the back of her vest, as she's now
Mhm.
taking this rifle, kind of grabbing it by the barrel and cracking the dude in the upside the head with the butt.
Yeah, Deacon's pistol out and is gonna point it towards like JP or whatever and kind of nod at Mary, like kind of like, okay, I see where you're going here. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, so
I-
JP
but-
is like back in that building and starts coming out with that rifle to see what's going on. Has no idea that this is going on out here. Just heard shots go off.
Deacon's trying to make it look a little bit like a standoff kind of deal. Like I'm just pointing a gun because everybody's pointing guns, but he's like very much making eyes at Mary, like I see what you did there, and I'm okay with it. Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
shoot
think-
Billy right.
I don't think you see Mary like acknowledge that response because she's like, she cracks him in the head with it. He falls down, like she ends up like straddling his chest, and then she's got it by the barrel.
Milling.
And she's kind of just like
That's
smashing
fair.
him in the face with it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fair, but valid. Gas queen.
I think
She's a girl boss and
that-
too close to the sun a little bit, but you know.
that the female the woman latent who had fallen down
Mhm.
kind of like starts screaming and like starts running towards the muscular woman with the rifle.
Don't let her get in there.
Is
It's
she like- what
it's like anguished screaming, like not like I'm angry, more like, oh God, what's happening, what are you doing, kind of thing.
yeah.
Mhm.
Deacon's ready. If anybody tries to shoot at Mary or a Leighton, they're gonna get shot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
JP is gonna come out of like the doorway of that building with like rifle coming up, like what the hell?
Yeah,
is
he
going
sees-
on?
I would like to.
Yeah, he sees one frame of existence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Before the
Um,
around he's not expecting goes through his skull.
Yeah, no,
My-
Okay, good. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can
go ahead.
Okay. Can I come out with my arrow, with my bow, trained on this Mary situation,
Mhm.
and just with a little bit of umph to the voice, it's like, stop right now.
So you can.
Mhm.
I don't think she's really going to acknowledge what was said if that was at her, because she's kind of got her back to you.
He's in a barbarian rage, very clearly.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
well,
valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think another thing that you'll notice is that like there was a bunch of like unsilenced gunshots and like
Mm.
back in the woods behind you, like there's the sound of stuff moving.
Okay.
Still sounds like it's a fair way out, but
Yeah, if JP looks like he's about to shoot somebody, I'm gonna shoot him.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
he-
waiting
he
for him to come out
absolutely
that door.
does.
Just,
Just-
like as soon as that door pops and his little melon shaped thing is out in my field of view, is like, you don't know I'm here. Sorry. Sorry about your luck.
I got a an 8 and an 8.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens to JP? Like,
Well, also
Um,
David also shot.
No, go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
I just got the 8A. Is he wearing a helmet?
nah.
Yeah, that's gonna go to the dome. I mean, he'll still have a couple boxes left or whatever, but
Well, we roll
Just a-
damage afterwards, right?
no. Oh wait, yeah, we do. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
do. You're
do.
right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we do.
That's would be 10 to the right leg,
But you crit, so you get to
but I
hit
crit. So I'm gonna move that.
And he
to
doesn't
the
have hit
dome.
locations. He's a.
Oh, he doesn't have hit
rogue.
locations.
Yeah,
Okay, well he's got 10.
He's really dead because he
If I
got
don't
10.
okay, if I don't have to move it, I'll double it. You know, we'll play that game. You know, if there's no hit locations.
Yeah, JP gets clocked. Before he can even hit the ground, there's probably like multiple rounds from Longbow that like fling him backwards into that building.
I think Longbow was like, oh shit, just lines. Oh shit, he died. All right, swiveling.
Oh, no.
Because Longbow's got that combat training. He's like, cool, nope, all right, machine gun. What's going on with machine gun?
Yeah,
Because I
and-
know the Layton's inside are laying down, and Longbow is listening to hear if stuff's going on, but like neutralized threat. There's still this person we don't fully understand what's going on. Longbow staying hidden, and we'll watch that area to solve problems
Yeah.
creatively.
Yeah.
Um,
I blew my cover, so I'm watching for the casualties.
Okay.
Yeah. After
Yeah. If you
Okay.
head towards where this gate is, they are still coming from like the woods on the other side of the street. They're not going to be here for 7 shambles. So,
And I'm gonna pick them off.
After shooting, Deacon will turn to where Mary is and say, "Are you trying to get out of here?" I'm assuming you're trying to get out of here.
yeah, I think Mary, the latent woman will find her, reach her, and like throw her arms around her and like hug her, and like it's like kind of like after that settles in, like Mary puts an arm on her arm and like stops and like drops the rifle, like kind of like, oh, I've been sitting here blindly smashing this guy's head into the bush.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
she will
Deacon try to
stop.
get her
Yeah.
attention to figure out like what's up. You know, like I got old JP's on the ground. What are we doing? Like, almost like, what's the plan?
I
What's the
think-
plan? Let's go. Like,
for right now, it will take her a minute to like kind of like come back around to like being conversational. I think you will hear, and like they were going in and out through like the big roller like garage door type thing into that building, so you can see like the 2 latents that are in there kind of like getting up off the ground to try to like come out and see what's going on.
And
Yeah.
Longbow's gonna poke his head around real quick. You know. like,
Yeah, man. Okay, man.
all right, Smokey, let's take about
Yeah.
20 and 30% off over there. We don't know what's going on.
Right. Yeah. I need you guys to not move around right now. Is what I'm trying to say. Is
Mhm.
please let
Not
this
in like a
situation-
threatening way, like that dude was doing, but in like a hey, we don't. It's,
Yeah.
Just
it's
wait.
wild
Just
right now.
wait.
bud.
Yeah.
It's wild right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need 2 less weird problems from entering this scene, please.
Yeah, I think Mary will start to come around, and she'll be like, yeah, shit. I didn't mean to drag you guys into this, but the moment was there and we had to take it. Sorry.
Hey, you beat me to it. I can't stand this kind of deal. What?
Yeah.
How can I help?
You get
She
see
will
in the
be like,
background Longbow is picking up this dude's rifle and like rifling through his shit.
Yeah.
The long bow way, really.
yeah,
Waste not, want not, baby.
Yeah. It's like a hunting rifle. I mean, his
Cool.
the vests
We'll-
aren't even Kevlar or anything. They're just
We'll settle up later.
There's
I just
nothing
wanted
that
to-
special.
just
Yeah.
to like obviously nobody's shooting. She's speaking to Deacon. Longbow says, "Cool, shit's on the ground. It's mine now."
Yeah.
Martha's just out here Hawkeyeing it, so she's like, "No, I'm good. I got it. Yeah, like I'm good."
Okay.
How many
Um,
casualties was it? I mean, I know they're a ways away.
Or 5 and.
Oh, okay. Martha's
I
good.
got it.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
think
Just-
I think Mary
just
is
target
right.
practice.
Mary is like patting down Billy Ray's body. The first thing she does is she takes that silenced pistol and she gives it to that woman Layton. It's like, Bex, take this. And then she will like reach into a pocket and she'll like pull out like a keychain, and she'll be like, "You from nearby?"
Pretty close.
Okay. Like, help us get those bags out of the back of the truck. She'll whistle, and like the other two latent dudes will come along. She's like, "Everybody get in the back. We're getting out of here."
Deacon will be like, as he's like unloading, he'll be like, "Wait a minute, Mary, but do y'all know?" Because I imagine like with both the names, it would click for sure. But just like, y'all know Null?
Yeah, you know, no. She was
We-
trying to send
we
us some
met-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we met. That was a whole thing. I think she's fine. I think she's still at Eat-Rite or whatever. And last I saw her, but
Good. I'm glad
heading that
she's
way
safe.
at least. But
Maybe see
yeah.
about going to find her.
yeah, that money got a little lost, but I think she's got it back. We
Okay.
found a
Well,
feather.
we
You know,
found,
just kind of make
found an,
like,
found
we're
an
moving,
alternate
but
plan. Yeah.
found it. Yeah.
Plan B occurred suddenly, and that became an option.
Hey, you know, now you get to keep the money, right? It's like
Yeah,
got out
but
and they got
she
the
will
money.
be she will load everybody into the truck. You
Mhm.
guys, the other latents, her and Bex, and she will floor it. Your
The
kid
fertilizer?
dumps it out of the back. Just
I
ditches it.
would-
Doesn't even bother
if-
taking it.
If they're like,
Yeah, but
wait,
we-
she's putting us in the truck too, like the three of us.
Yeah.
Okay, if she's offering to do that, I would at least try to grab as many bags as we could
Yeah.
reasonably carry. You know, just
Because
Um,
they
have
could fit all of
can
them
per-
in it before, so
But they're adding more people into the back than what they were
Yeah,
carrying
3
before.
more.
So yeah,
one
there,
more.
there's enough for there's enough
Two
to carry a
people are
couple bags
dead.
of
They've
fertilizer.
added 3.
Yes.
Sure.
All right. I
I'll
think
hold some in my lap. You know, it's
Yeah.
like we can make it work.
yeah.
Everybody sits in the back. I'll get a bag of fertilizer. Like yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Longbow is going to try and like pilfer whatever valuables he can on the way over there. Like I know there's a rush to get everybody loaded, and they're kind of figuring their shit out. And he's like, "All right, what was in this guy's pockets? What was in that guy's pockets?" And then like when somebody says Longbow, let's go, then he'll get the.
well,
truck.
where's the machine gun going?
I think it's pretty
It goes
well
up in the
busted.
cab. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in
Okay.
rough shape
She'll-
at
she'll
best.
fix
But
it.
Mary will take that with her. Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
that's her weapon. So
Pretty sure that's
Okay.
a specialized shoot skill too to use
Probably.
a
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah, I
machine
think
or a
so.
light machine gun, I guess.
for whatever it is, a heavy rifle with automatic or something. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, she will load everybody into the truck and floor it, like smashing over the casualties as whatever ones are left that Martha doesn't take care of for each street kind of deal. Yeah.
Well, that was exciting.
So she will drive everybody to elevation. Once they're in elevation, the other 2 latents are actually from Euphoria. So she will offer to take them home, and she will take them back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Incidentals.
Yeah, I think we need to plug that, like, hey, you 2 guys from Euphoria, like Euphoria has a bit of an opinion about us for the Incidentals. If you could talk to some people about us, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
You can put in a good
we
word.
didn't
We'd
get there
appreciate it.
yet, but I was going to say you end up with a
Yeah.
message on your Ubic wall where it's like, we're not friends, but we're even. Like,
Okay.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
room for 40 hearts.
That works for us.
Yeah.
We got 2 people killed. We saved 2 people. You know, it balances out.
Yeah,
It's all
sure.
good. It's all good.
Then
But
I
yeah,
think
wow.
Oh man.
What a way for things to go.
Glad it did go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the good stuff.
Man. That's wild.
Well, and now we're
Here's one.
back. So
You know,
So-
plot line resolved.
we did a extra XP for everybody.
2 of them,
That's right.
right? That's like
Before we bring in Casey's new character, XXP. No,
Yeah.
should we go to break now?
We should go to break
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this feels like a good, like,
Yeah.
Go to break and then come back in elevation. Do the stuff you got to get done. See the people
Wow.
you see.
Cool.
If Longbow still has Null's like Ubik or whatever, just send a message and be like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
we helped your pals. I'll be back soon," or something like that.
Yeah, I will. I will. I'll be like, hey, I sent you that stuff, some of that money back. Got your friend out. You know, helped her in her great escape.
Um,
She'll tell you all
Mike
about it.
doesn't have an answer. Noel will definitely
Sure.
respond. At
Sure.
some
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
something,
No worries.
yeah,
No worries.
something.
Maybe it takes a day to get there. So
Yeah.
who knows? But yeah, the Longbow will be like, hey, I know I took your money, but I did help get your sister out. So.
Cool.
Oh,
Right.
Man, so weird how there was just like no witnesses of that whole thing. Like, who knows what happened?
That's the loss is like that, you know.
It's like that,
Sometimes there's no
Mhm.
witnesses. Sometimes there's witnesses.
you know.
Or there's a guy in a deer head thing stalking the woods.
Whatever,
thing.
whatever, man.
Could
Who
be
or
anything.
whatever that
Who
is.
knows?
Don't want it.
Whatever. And that's like
Mhm.
that's a cryptid as far as I'm concerned. That's a Wendigo. That's a Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendigo aren't very talkative as far as I know.
Winnebago, sir. Winnebago.
Winnebago, stop it. All right, folks, we'll be back in like 10 minutes. 10,
Yeah.
10 after
Yeah.
10 or something
10-ish.
like that.
Sure,
Yeah.
10-ish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. We'll be back.
Something
You'll hear
like
us. We'll start talking. The music will stop. It'll be good. All right.
We'll cry.
See everybody in a few minutes. Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Back here in the confines of elevation. Out here in the what used to be Oklahoma before the zombie apocalypse happened. So,
Mike, I want to ask, I know we kind of zipped through some stuff. Was there a chance to scavenge or any of that kind of stuff before we left? Because I had two things I wanted to scavenge for.
Mhm.
I'll just run them by you and you tell me if that was okay or not. The first thing is I wanted to scavenge those bounty that Mirtha killed. Because
Casualties.
the casualties, my apologies.
Okay.
I just wanted to get the bounty off of them. I don't care about what was carrying that bounty. They're just little bounty bags to me. But
Okay.
the other thing I wanted to
Fair.
scavenge for was fuel for her truck. It's like, hey, you just got a truck. Let me tell you something. You're going to need a lot of fuel. Let me go siphon some from one of these forklifts or whatever and get you some fuel because your truck is
I
gonna
think that might be one of the things that like they had been doing while they had the Layton's hauling stuff. They were finding some more fuel for the pickup.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if we do want to scavenge the casualties that were summoned by the machine gun fire, we can do that.
Okay. Thank you. I just, I know that Longbow was going to want to do it and I would have asked to do it. So it felt very rushed. So I didn't know if that was like part of the deal is that there would not be time to do those sorts of things. But
kind of, but also you're getting no bounty for that job. So you would have found a way to make it happen, right?
yeah. But like, all right, but guys, we're not getting any money. We gotta go get $5. Let's go get $5. Cool. That is an 8 over 5 on the die. And then
Okay.
I
So
would've
that
easily won
is 5 bounty. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, thank you. We're less in the red now, guys. We got this. We're gonna make it.
5 bounty.
How many do we have total right now? Unless we're about to do that anyway because we're back.
Yeah, we're
in which
about to
case
do
I-
that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I slip you 10. That's group bounty. David.
Oh, where did those come from?
Mirtha would say like Ridgid sold the drone.
Okay,
But yes.
My apologies. As the player, I was
As a
asking
player, it was the
because-
drone. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I just never handed the money out.
Gotcha.
Because I was gonna do it like at an appropriate time when like Ridgid wasn't looking. Well, guess what? He's not looking anymore.
definitely not looking.
That's not true. He's looking down on all of you. That's
Nah, man, he's in Valhalla, man. He's chilling.
Norse.
So normally when we get back, Mirtha like immediately runs off to go check on Puck.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do that this time. She just looks at the two of you.
You want a coffee or something?
We should go tell Ash.
Yeah. Do you want a coffee or something before we? I need to take a second. I'm not ready to have that, go and talk to her just yet.
Yeah, and I don't know her that well, and I mean it's like not a great consolation, but we could get our money first.
Yeah, let's go have a let's go to my place then. Puck's in school still.
Okay.
Well, you just want to send that information over? I don't know that there's a lot of conversation needs to be had on this deal.
Yeah. We did get some extra juicy bits, so maybe we can see if he's willing to pony up a little extra to get some specifics. Right. I got that documentation and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to see if he'll throw a little extra our way. I'm not in a good
You,
place to negotiate that though. I just have the stuff.
I can ask.
Okay. All right. Let's call the guy up. Anyway, so we open Ridgid. Like there's this moment of like, oh fuck, how do we even do this? And then like Longbow like goes into Ridgid's bag and pulls out the pad, the like Ubig pad tablet. And just like, fuck man. Logs in as himself. Right. Like he doesn't want to log in as he doesn't even know how to log in as Ridgid, right? And then it's like calls the guy up and points it at Deacon.
I make some coffee in the background since we're at my place.
Sweet.
Yeah, you get a heavy-set guy that answers who seems pretty confused because this ain't the screen name that he was talking to for anything before. So,
yeah, the Deacon would just say, "Howdy there, sir. I'm called the Deacon. I'm here speaking to you on behalf of the Incidentals and also the late Mr. Ridgid that I believe you spoke with before. We've completed our contract as well as a little bit extra for you if you're interested."
oh well, it's a shame to hear that. It's dangerous business that you guys are in, but yeah, here, let me, beep, boop, 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 and like, there's a little, cash transfer notification.
Yeah, and the Deacon would
You've
be like, "Now we
received
did
bounty coin." Like,
bounty coin." But yeah, Deacon said, "Now we did get a little bit of extra information, and I think it was like shipping manifest kind of deal."
Mhm.
Yeah. So
yeah,
so
manufacturing data, and there's some extra information there.
Yeah, we picked up some manufacturing data, shipping sort of bill of sale kind of stuff. So it's some pretty detailed stuff on that. Cowson and Koki was after. Would you be interested in that?
I think he is interested in it. I think if you're trying to sell stuff, it's usually a networking check to figure out how that goes.
Okay. Or I mean, it's the same number for me, but would it be like networking or persuasion? It's kind of like you are already purchasing this thing. Would you like to purchase something additional? It's the same. It's a one either way. But,
yeah.
Okay.
It's a one either way. Yeah.
Yep. That is it's a 10/10.
What?
Mm.
What? That website loves you.
It does. I'm waiting on the session where I roll nothing but critical failures.
It's
I
coming.
clear my cookies after every time we play, just so that doesn't happen. They don't know I've ever been there. But
They don't know who I am.
One day the universe is going to do this to me.
Yeah, I think he will, like, you do the thing where it's like, oh, it's the same. He goes, here, and like there's the scrolling information out of like the data files and stuff like that showing up. It's like, oh yeah, no, this is really useful to me. This is great stuff. God, thank goodness you got this. This is so important. And he will pay another 14 bounty.
All right. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, and you can also be like, there was another enclave around there that was in the market for fertilizer and stuff. They didn't seem too interested in anything else. So, but just say no, it's folk are around there, but I don't
Yeah,
think they got any use for what
I'll
you're
make sure.
after.
Yeah, I'll make sure to pass that information along. But like, it's some kind of specialized stuff. So there shouldn't be too many people out there trying to get onto this.
Yeah. We didn't mention what we were looking for by name or anything, but they're after fertilizer and it wasn't that. So
And also, almost everybody who was there is dead now. But
Yeah.
we're not gonna mention that. That's a
Yeah.
different
That's
That's-
not part of this conversation.
that is some incidental information. That is
Just us.
not germane. That is
Yeah.
it's to,
It's
a
the
little,
stuff
little
that
land yap.
falls
That's
through the great, the incidental bits.
that down Louisiana we call that a little land yap. That's a little something extra. It ain't. It's not integral. It's not necessary. It's just a little bonus.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, and Deacon
Yeah,
wouldn't
he-
stay on the phone too long after that. Just pump him for as much bounty as he's willing to give, and then thank him for his time and hang up, kind of deal. The
Martha-
usual pitch of if you need anything else, you know who to call, kind of deal.
Martha sets 2 coffee cups down, one in front of Deacon and one in front of Longbow. The table is only for 2 people.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
she turns around to make another cup of coffee for herself.
Longbow will like take the cup, stand up so that the seat is for you. And like and if Deacon doesn't, like he'll reach around and like turn off the call or whatever, shut down the thing and set it aside. This is a good work there, Deacon.
Yeah.
Good call taking a photo of that stuff. I just walk right past it.
This is just lucky that I saw the right name, it could have just as easily been a bunch of, I don't know, smut or whatever, right? It could have been anything. So I just got lucky there.
Interesting thing to have in a warehouse office, but I understand you. Yeah. Well, that's. I don't. It ain't gonna make it better, but maybe make the pill a little easier to swallow, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything's paid for.
Well, we're, friends, we're up on this one. I think we actually did okay because we had a couple of bounty come our way from those vans and all that kind of stuff. I don't think we're taking as big a loss on this one. We may even be a little ahead once we settle everything up.
I got some buddies over in the farm hands if you want me to.
I do
talk
too.
this fertilizer.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to do it.
Deacon, if it's all right with you, I'd like to leave the bags with you, and maybe Mirth and I are the ones that go over and talk to Ash, because I got a bit of a relationship with her, and Mirth, I'd kind of like you there with me.
And I mean,
Is that all right?
I've given my fair share of funerals, but if you think that's best.
It.
Maybe
I
she
don't know,
don't
I
need
think
the
she
professional
needs-
touch.
She needs it from me. I'm the one that. Ridge and I were in a relationship together. In an arrangement, and so I definitely need to be the one to say it. And I'd like one of you there. And Murthy, you've been there for me in other ways before, so that's kind of where I'm coming at that from.
No, we can have a memorial in a bit. This will just be for support. And like you said, Deacon, you don't know her too well.
But
Don't much drink.
yeah.
That's good.
Say-
though.
So we'll but definitely that service is going to be needed here in a
Make
minute.
those little smash burgers there.
Great.
Like grow up, put some onions on there.
Just like sometimes it's like one of those places where you try to order a non-alcoholic beverage and they just kind of look at you.
Right. It's like, but that's how we sterilize it. So what are you doing?
Yeah. We've gone back to like medieval times where like
Right.
everybody drank ale because that was easier to come by than water.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
clean.
It's
So
healthier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
get some carbs while you're at it, you know, it's good for you. But yeah.
Martha just silently takes a sip.
All right. So Deacon, I'm gonna leave these with you, and I guess Martha, you want to head over to Ash with me? We can do this now.
Yeah. Yeah. Drink up.
And Deacon will pick up. I guess we didn't get any more than. Wait, I had 2 haul of something that I was carrying.
Yeah. One haul of goods from first van, one haul of goods from second van. So it's just like general.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, church going, Bible camp, something or another, retreat.
Yeah. So I guess that's what
style
Deacon's
stuff.
gonna do is go try to just hawk everything we got. So
She's
like,
gonna
what,
give
like
him
3
a-
haul of fertilizer and
Martha will give him a hug before he leaves. We'll talk soon.
yeah, I'll meet y'all once I got hopefully a fistful of bounty.
Mhm.
Meet y'all down there for a meal or something.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
He'll load up. It's like probably one more haul than he's supposed to carry, so he's doing the like I picked up too many shopping bags kind of deal, and he's just like doing the walk. But he'll carry everything.
Martha,
Probably have to like sling 2 bags of fertilizer together and like do it around his neck kind of deal, so he's got all the other space free. But it's making it work. He's home. It's fine. Don't have to walk that
you
far.
kind of just
Got
put
brother
your...
Avery carrying one of them behind you. Like, yeah, let me help you.
No,
with that.
he's putting his emotions into all of this. That's where they're going right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
He's just carrying the shit.
I can
You know,
carry the world.
At the gym, they call this the farmer's walk.
Mm-mm-mm.
Exercise.
Martha looks at Longbow.
By the way, I can automatically set the volume to 3 every morning before you.
Thank you, Alexa.
Yeah.
Alexa.
You're the best.
I wasn't even saying anything when
I know,
it
right?
started.
It just listens. It's
Knows. It knows.
Yeah, Martha was just gonna look at Longbow. Like,
Yeah. Well, so it's important that we did that, but I'm a little worried that rumors already spread. So we need to, so when we find her, we'll have to be, we'll have to expect that she suspects something.
3 of us walked in the gate.
Yeah, exactly. 3 of us walked in the gate. The gun hand saw it. Everybody in the yard saw it. That word's going to spread real fast. I'm going to tell her that I made good on my promise to Ridgid, and I don't know how she's going to react. Whatever she does is okay. I know that normally you protect me and all that, and you protect, Deacon, but in this situation, I just need you there for both of us.
okay. I've seen how people act when they lose someone out here.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
Are you okay? How are you doing?
No, I was hard. I'll be honest with you, that was real hard. I will take solace in the fact that that's what he wanted, but I don't like that it happened or that I was the one to do it. I think that you make those kinds of promises, really hoping that you never have to actually do it. So I don't know what this is going to be like. I've never I've never actually delivered this message to someone.
Me either.
Okay.
The other one, all day, all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's just life out here now.
Are you and Deacon okay?
Yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree on how we feel about things. I can't, he's very firm in saying that I can't really protect him, nor should I think is his take on it.
Yep.
I
was getting that sense.
This happening is what I'm scared of. What I'm most scared of with Deacon, since he's always up there.
Yeah.
And I don't want us to have to make this decision again for you or him. Like,
well, look, if it's me, I want every chance to see the next day. Okay. Obviously keep yourself safe, but I mean that's why I bought this thing, because I know I'm always in the back and I'm always kind of trying to stay out of the thick of it, but stuff walks up on us all the time.
Stay out of the thick of it, please.
Yeah. No, I will, but I got this extra stuff on me to keep me safe in case there's a surprise, right? I'm just telling you, if there's a chance that I can make it, I want that chance. Okay. Especially after all of this, I don't want to ask any of you to do what I did. I would never ask that. And I think that, if what you got on you would help, I want that. If it looks like I'm going to be okay, I want that. Because what happened in there, I don't want anybody to have to go through this.
I think Martha sets her coffee cup down and her hands are trembling.
Yeah, probably like a hug at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I wish that I could give this to the both of you, any of you, without it turning you into fucking.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take care of you though.
Same.
We'll watch Deacon together.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know that, Miss Mary was breaking the right way there, but Deacon was standing way close to that. He was going to make it out of that one. There was no way that was going to go the wrong way for us. I know that's how you felt too.
Yeah. I was surprised it took us that long to get to that point, actually.
Yeah. Well, figure out what was going on, right? I mean, the whole reason why I didn't do anything because of her, and then I fucking realized, oh yeah, that's Noel's person.
We wouldn't have known, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Deacon, from what I understand, is one way or the other. Don't let him. He does be a vector. Don't let him cause that kind of harm.
Yep.
So, if our choices come down to it, that's how he feels. Okay. And she kind of tears up a little bit. But
I understand. Well, let's go do this before she pulls herself apart waiting for the news.
Okay.
And Longbow kind of wipes away his eyes a little bit. Oh, it's fucking dusty in here. And then
Martha's eyes have been permanently red since Ridgid
Like
died.
just red and like puffy.
Not a
Yeah.
good look, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's mold from Puck's books. It's something else.
Mhm.
I got this
All
red
these
mold
damn
that
books
sucks.
in here. These damn books.
So stuffy.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay, I guess
Uh,
we're gonna do this now.
so do you head over to the bar then?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you get to the
Wait.
bar.
Can we send word to have her meet us, or is that? Do
She
we want to
works
do this
this
at
time
the
of day.
bar? We're gonna have to do it at the bar. Okay.
Yeah,
If she gets a day off.
We'll
You
be
think you get
we're
a day off
hey,
because somebody
can you
dies?
get can you like I think tell you what, we like send word to her manager, like, hey, you're gonna need to cover the rest
So,
of her shift.
real quick,
Right?
this,
Like
real quick, I think you guys landed on something that the rumors would get back.
yep.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure if it got to Ralph, the bar might be mysteriously empty.
Oh yeah, like everybody
Yeah.
clear out kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there might be like Frankenberry and Brickbat maybe outside at one of the outdoor tables, but like there's nobody inside. Like at the counter is probably like old Ralph, the guy who actually owns the bar, like
Mhm.
wiping it down. Um, but if you guys come in and ask about Ash, she's like, yeah, she's working back at the kitchen. Point you back in the separate
Probably,
room there.
Yeah.
probably not really working.
So
In
yeah,
the kitchen anyway.
yeah,
In the
yeah.
kitchen.
She's
Longbow-
wiping something down. She's not like cooking back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
quick, on the way through, Longbow puts down 2 bounty. Says, thanks for cleaning the place out, man.
I think he'll be very appreciative of that. That's a lot of money to be tossing at somebody right now. So
It's his,
Yeah.
it's all of his business, right? Like during this time, he can't sell anything. He knows that that's for this. So like,
Yeah.
thanks for being cool. If it's too much, maybe 1 bounty, right? Whatever is the appropriate amount of bounty for like closing down your place for this. I think
one
2 felt
bounty
right
is
to
a
me.
lot.
Okay,
Two
then,
is
then
a great
I'll-
deal
I'll-
of money. Yeah.
I'll do 1. I'll do 1 then. I don't want to make it sound like, I don't want to like overgift something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be like rude, like, hey man, here's like 100 bounty. Ha, 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 ha. But I do want to
Like,
like
oh
thank
God,
him.
he's gonna come back in a week, and what am I gonna have to do? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Like,
Exactly. So I just want to give him something to say thanks for closing down the place.
Hey man, thanks for helping me pick up the books I dropped. You want a Maserati?
Yeah.
Would you like a Falcon? They're worth about $6 million a piece. Would you like a Falcon? Take a Falcon. I'm a Saudi prince. Take a Falcon.
Saudi.
we're here by the have a falcon, leave a falcon, need a falcon, take a falcon bowl.
Yeah. Damn. Damn.
Yeah,
yeah.
sure, I could use a falcon.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Was
Mhm.
was an appropriate gift for closing down this bar for us. That's what
Yeah.
I was hunting for. Cool. Oh yeah, head on back.
Yeah, I mean it's a little makeshift kitchen space back here. He's got like a big like griddle top thing that they make the little smash burgers on.
Hey Ash, you back here? It's Longbow and Mirtha.
Yeah. I'm back here.
We need to talk. You got a minute?
Yeah.
That's how these things go, guys. Like you gotta use it.
Oh, they're
Um,
good and awkward. Good and
yeah,
awkward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Where is he?
Well, he got bit, and this time it wasn't right. He made sure to say to look after you and take care of you, and he loves you.
You guys see, she's as you're saying that, she's standing up, and her shoulders slump when you say all that, and I think she has a spatula, and she throws it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like if it's that long about he'll
It's
flinch.
not that long about. No, it's just
Okay.
she
'cause, like,
throws it. She throws it like away from you guys.
Yeah.
And she finally looks up because this entire time she was just looking down at the counter, and she looks at you, Lon Bass is like, that is not. that was. That is not. That wasn't part of our agreement.
Right.
You were supposed to bring him back.
Yeah. Look, yes. I wish to hell that I did. I wish it was me that fell and not him. It was a freak situation. He slipped and fell and it was wrong. And the thing was on him, or he was on the thing. It happened so fast. Like there was nothing anybody could do. Ash, I'm terribly sorry. And there's nothing that's gonna make that right.
She does one of these,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks. It's like, at least tell me it was worth it. At least you tell me how it was, because you guys were venturing to find something to make up for this job, because I know it wasn't a lot. Not this one.
Yeah.
So at least let me know that the only person who's brought any happiness in my life for the last 5 years died because it was worth it.
Yeah. You're right. We were stretching to try and make something good come of it. We, out of character, we did get the black box. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We we're on the hunt for we're in a downed plane and black box inside. So I mean that's why we were there. It's not doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it better. But that's why we were stretching, is trying to up the pay. That was going to be a bit of a game changer for this, and we got it. We got it, but you know it doesn't make it okay. All right, I've got it here, and he kind of like uses his foot to tap Ridgid's bag. It's like it's all in there.
She's kind of, well, you guys notice, for both of you, it's the first time that you guys would ever notice it was like no life behind her eyes. Usually when you guys come into the bar, she's usually like, oh, let me get a drink, and is usually happy, but
Yeah.
her whole demeanor has changed to, I would say, something close to seeing when you see casualties.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think you would know a little bit of her past, Longbow. Murthy, I don't think you would know what's going on. And she's like, I should have pushed more. I should have been the one to go out there.
Ash, you can't say that. Ash, you just can't. You can't let yourself live like that. You just can't. We were doing a job. We were doing a job.
Ridgid wasn't built to be in the lost.
None of us were.
I hear what you're saying, Ash. Look, fact of the matter is, like we're kind of lost ourselves right now. We all are. Deacon's hawking some of the stuff we found and starting to work on, some kind of service. But we're all rudderless right now. And so I think it's okay to be a little rudderless for a little while, right? It's okay to not know what to do next. But
It's okay to be mad.
yeah.
Mad? No, I'm not mad. I can't. Anger left my soul a long time ago.
I guess what I'm trying to
I
say
thought
is, oh, go ahead.
I thought happiness was there. Something I haven't felt in a long time.
Ash, I think what I'm trying to say is, I know you've been around, you've seen some stuff, and I know you've been through some stuff, and you've seen what we've probably seen out there. But I don't like where we're at, but if I'm going to go back out on a loss and there's nobody saying that you can't come out anymore, there's something to be said for having you with us.
Martha double takes it long bow.
Yeah. I know. He kind of looks over at you and is like, I know. But I think she might need this.
Give me some time, Longbow. Let me get my head right, and I'll come back with an answer before the end of the day. But I think right now I got paying customers, and I need to work. Well, Martha.
Yeah, Ash.
Thank you. The zucchini bread was really good. Ridgid was quite happy with it. It's something that right when you walked out and before he came out, he's like, his grandmother used to make that. So
I'm glad you both liked it. When we always have an extra plate. Why don't you come to dinner with me and Pat?
yeah. Did y'all bring his stuff at least, or did it get lost as well?
No, I got it. It's just in the bar area with
Ralph.
Yeah, all the stuff is there. We right here. And Longbow like leaves the room to go get the bag and the rifle and all that shit, right? And like kind of brings it back in.
While he's gone,
Yep.
Then that brief moment, Martha's gonna like open her arms up, see if she wants a hug, but also will not pressure a hug.
Yeah, it's like
it's just a.
She looks
it's
up.
a
At
girl
Martha,
look. It's just a look.
Right.
Two women just looking at each other, just deciding, no, we don't. Yes, we do.
No,
That's all.
She's like, I'm not a touchy feely person.
Yeah,
but thank
wasn't.
you. The sentiment is, I'm not in a touchy kind of mood right
now.
No,
hey, you never know how someone is going to be.
Yeah.
But I'm here for you. Want to talk or yell, scream? Hey, you said anger left your soul. That doesn't mean you can't yell at the stars.
I don't know. I've done a lot of yelling. I thought Ridgid was the one stable thing in my life. He was a fool. He's a fool.
He was a
But
good man.
yes, and that smile, able to pretty much disarm a lot. Get in trouble too.
And he
We got
loved the
into,
hell and he loved the hell out of you.
and I did him. But yeah, and she just after that she just kind of stays quiet for a little bit, trying to not trying to make it awkward, but like just you watch her just kind of zone back out.
No, it's
Yeah, she zones in and out of like consciousness
mhm.
almost. So yeah, I mean until Longbow gets back with his stuff, she's yeah.
Yeah, when it's quiet
Mhm.
again, Longbow will come back in. Like if he hears voices and all that stuff, he'll wait. And when it gets quiet again, he'll come back in and drop the stuff off.
The black box. If you guys want me to, I can. I'm sure, and because Ridgid had plans, he always had backup plans, and we discussed certain things if something happened to him. And if you want, I'm more than willing. I'm pretty sure he's got his black book in this bag. I can find somebody, or unless you guys want to try to handle it yourself, that's the least I can do. It's not a yes. She's looking at you, Longbow. She's like, it's not a yes, then I'm gonna come back out.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be done today.
But it's in the bag whenever it feels right, for sure.
yeah, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna take the rest of the day off. I can't. Thank you for at least bringing back his stuff.
Yep.
And Longbow, I'm sorry.
Like, nothing. You didn't do anything wrong. It's nothing for you to apologize for.
I know of the arrangement.
Okay.
Well, yeah. And she was trying to say something, but I think she'll pick up the bag and just kind of walk past y'all, and then gets out to the front and is like, hey, oh Ralph, I need, I need, I need to go home.
I think you'll recognize that as being like something is going on with Ash and he's locked up. Yeah, yeah.
Place is real busy.
Hit me if you need anything.
Yeah,
Just
I'll try to be back for night shift. I just need a
All right.
minute.
Yeah. No, if you're up to it, we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah.
And then
Old Ralph, who's neither old nor looks like someone named Ralph. Yeah.
yeah. She'll head back to the house or the shack or the shanty, and I think that's where anyone in the surrounding area hears a bunch of breaking,
yeah, I'm sure.
bunch of shit just breaking, shouting. She didn't want to do it she didn't want to do it one at Ralph's place, but she also didn't want to do it in front of you guys.
Yeah.
Because she's like, that's the last thing you guys need to see is her fucking going ballistic. And then she starts going through all of Ridgid's stuff. Where and she gets to the black book and starts flipping through it. Where there's a folded up piece of paper there. And she just is like closes her eyes and starts to read it. And it starts like, to my dear Valkyrie. Well, it looks like you were right. Because if you're reading this, that means I'm dead. I know that you want to tell me I told you so, but you can't. And I know you want to be angry. You want to break shit. You want to do all of the violence. And which makes me seem like a right bastard to ask you. I have a favor to ask. A few favors, but the most important one is do not go back to the woman I met when I first started going across country. I want you to try your best to stay as the ash in elevation. The one that will crack wisecracks with gun hands. The ones that will put smile on for the children. The one that will help old Ralph out when needed. Not the one who has seen so much pain. Not the one who has lost so many people. I know I promised to get you over the wall. And I'm hoping to stay with that. That's why when I decided to go back into the Lost after we got here, I decided to try to find a crew like I found. They're quirky, they're funny, and they're all good people. And they're going to need somebody to look after them. I know you're not. I know that you're gonna probably want to go back to the Lost, but don't go back into the Lost because you're lost. Go back into the Lost because you have a goal, and that is to get over the wall and to get them over the wall. In this book, there's all my contacts. The one that you need to get right with quickly is Honeydew. Longbow's gone through some shit. Just like you. The pastor, deacon, try to go easy on him. I know that your beliefs and his belief don't line up, but he's a good man. And I'm pretty sure he's got a sordid past. I can't put my finger on it, but I've never seen a pastor get so swole so quick. But he's a good man. One of the few pastors I've ever met that's worth a damn. And then there's Mirtha and Puck. Watch out for that one. Watch out for that one. Mirtha is talented. She is talented with that bow. But she's got a little bit of a self-sacrifice thing going on. She's too important. She's got Puck. She need to come back home for Puck. And try to teach Puck some things. Longbow's already trying to teach him how to shoot. Hell, the whole reason why I'm probably dead is because I couldn't shoot. So maybe you can teach him some of your moves. The Incidental is a good group of people that could use your help. As long as you don't lose yourself in the process. Again, I'm sorry that I won't be there. And please don't be angry at Longbow. He's going to need you more than ever. Especially now that I'm not here. And also know that my last thoughts on this earth, on this accursed planet, was of you. Yours truly, Mikkel Johnson. P.S. If somehow a taker group found this, it's 20 bounty if you can get this back to Ash. Thank you. And she just sits there. She laughs at the last part, like always working a deal.
It's like on a little QR code or some shit.
Yeah, it's like always working the deal. As she gets up and folds the paper and puts it in the desk, and then she goes to her closet, where she pulls out underneath like a makeshift thing, an old suitcase that she opens up, and there's a thing of chainmail and a tomahawk. As she goes and grabs it.
Is that her old like lost scavenging?
That's
fucking
her. That's
suit
her.
or some shit
That's
that's
her.
been
Yeah.
like tucked away in a trunk this whole damn time.
Yep. That's her old. That's her old stuff.
Dude,
That's her
Valkyrie
old
is
stuff.
right. My God.
Well, that's her nickname. To her, to not the lost. Her lost name is Ash, but
Right.
their personal little nicknames are. Her name's Valkyrie.
That's cool.
He was the
And-
Assassin's Creed Valhalla soundtrack.
Yes. Yes.
And she's like, "God damn it, Ridgid. Fucking make me feel." And she goes to the tablet and pings you guys. Probably in an appropriate amount of time. It's probably taken like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And says, "Hey, meet at the bar."
Don't think Deacon and I have those capabilities.
You get told. I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll be
Just-
around.
Deacon said that way anyway because he finished. He's got a fistful of bounty to deliver.
Yeah.
He's like, if I'm going to show up to talk to somebody who's upset, I'm at least going to show up with a gift, and the gift
With a
is
bunch
money.
of money. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of stuff to sell, I think we had one or two more things.
The two things I sold ended up netting us 12 bounty total.
Nice. There was the stuff that we didn't really quantify coming off of that dude that you murked, JP. He had a hunting rifle and whatever else, longbow, lifted off his person. You said he didn't have like any real armor or any of that kind of stuff. So if it's just the rifle, it's the rifle. But whatever that dude had on him.
Yeah, I think he was mostly just like hunting rifle and maybe a set of carpet armor.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if he stuck around long enough to try and take carpet armor off it.
No. I didn't try to address the dude. So
Cool.
Yeah, the rifle is enough. If you want to hawk that too, that would have been in the packet.
Yeah. I can do that, or
Can I make an alternate pitch for the rifle?
Mm-hmm.
That Mary would have asked for you to give it to one of the other latent guys from Euphoria.
fair enough.
Totally, that
Mhm.
would have happened. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that would have happened.
Martha would have found her way to Deacon. Just if he was finishing up selling or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, he'd be probably counting ID cards kind of deal, because this was all like hand-to-hand transactions, so it's not crypto yet. But he'd be counting bounty cards and be like, y'all already done?
Yeah, she needed time.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. You know that, right? We all know that. What the hell am I saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go talk to her and
Yeah.
see if Ridgid had anything he wanted in particular for a send off. I ain't exactly gonna be reading Bible verses up there or anything.
Right.
I know better than that.
I'm sure she'll know the details, right? Or well, what she wants anyway for him. Yeah.
All right. All right then.
Mike, I think that
Uh,
we get a cutaway scene of Longbow leaving the who are the rail guys that are always leaning on Ridgid?
Oh,
The rail
I think
hands.
the rail hands
Yeah, the
or
rail
the
hands.
shipping hands. Sorry.
Shipping hands. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we get a like a cutaway scene of like Longbow like delivering a his debts are cleared. They don't follow to Ash. If I hear that they do, there will be big problems for you, kind of deal. Like Longbow is just like, I'm just gonna not let this be a thing. And if you guys decide to make this a thing, I will not hesitate. There is no fucks left here. Okay. Kind of thing. As like Longbow is like, no. Sometimes people like to lean that way. That is not what's gonna happen here from these dudes to Ash. Is like
Yeah.
the next thing that Longbow does. Because he hated them already. And now he's gonna shut that door on them.
Yeah. I think they will make it clear that there's nothing else that they were expecting from him.
Yep.
And I mean, you were close with Ridgid in terms of his business. So, um, I think the last couple times when there was stuff, it turned out being like, um, prices on stuff getting upped by a dude who was like a guy in Colorado who was like growing
Gotcha.
and then sending that. Um,
Um,
and he's been taken care of for a while too. So
Okay, good. Yeah, so I just as a thing that was gonna happen today.
yeah.
Deal.
Hey guys who used to
With-
show up with a pipe and start being threatening.
Right.
No. Like, yeah.
No more. Yeah, cool.
with Deacon and Martha still. I don't know. She's kind of trembling, but like we're okay, right?
Yeah.
We, if nothing else, we're okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Just for your person too. All right. That's it.
I will.
All right, come on. Yeah, I'm sure there's something to do.
Yeah, of course. She'll go along with him. Back to the bar, I guess, for a moment.
I think there's starting to be some people around. I think out front, Brickbat and Frankenberry have still been sitting here drinking the entire time, so they're pretty well drunk. And there's a couple other members of Bravo team who are there, and Frankenberry is doing a drunken impression of your dad, like talking bad about Canada. Uh, that's just what they're up to. As like you're there, show up and you go back in.
Love it.
Just normal dude bro things.
Yeah,
Just like
love-
casual dude bro activities.
Yeah, no trauma related at all. Just dude bro things. Mhm.
Dude bro things. Yeah. So you could kind of see that and be like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think old Ralph is inside running things. Um, he probably has somebody else who's like lending a hand. Um, okay. He's got like Riley and Jonesy like running stuff to tables, and like they keep telling, "Hell back over here. It's the wrong table. It's over there." Like, they can't get the hang of it. Like,
I think Martha and Deacon just they take a table, but Martha will go get 2 non-alcoholic drinks for her and Deacon.
okay, they have like fear because it's established early on that somewhere in the Enclave is somebody who used to run like a craft brewery is alive in the Enclave here. Um, and they definitely have like a solar still kind of thing set up somewhere here for like purifying water as well as they can.
Mhm.
And occasionally they'll have something that they like manage to find, like, oh, there was some place with a stash of bottles of something fancy. Like, you know,
In a bind,
as
Deacon is not above like an O'Doul's, you know, like in a bind.
Does he not drink at all? Like no beer? Okay, I
No,
just wasn't sure.
no,
Okay.
not unless it's like one of those things where it'd be rude not to, because
Yeah.
you know, drinking's not the sin; it's drunkenness that's the sin. But you know,
Right.
it's one of those.
You ain't wrong there, brother.
um,
But then she'll go
Little
sit
wine
back
for
down
your
with him.
stomach's sake every now and again for communion, that kind of thing. But more of a personal preference than a religious thing.
yeah, there's this purified water that they still charge for because it's hard to come by. It's an important resource.
She pays whatever, whatever.
5 elevation bucks.
Yeah, it's just well, dirt off her shoe.
Elevation
Like,
coins.
yeah.
They're trading compared to bounty today at
At 3
Yeah.
trees from the rainforest per coin, you know,
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Um,
Rainforest is dead already. Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
I think if it's all right with you, David, I think Ash would have tried to run into you before you got into the bar.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
And so I think the one thing you would notice is that usually she has long, dark brown hair,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it's usually been. And the first thing that you notice is that um, 6/5, Mike.
oh, okay, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Um, you see that it's in a long ponytail. That's probably down to the swell of her back. And you notice that she's wearing Ridgid's jacket. With a tank top on underneath and like some cargo pants. She's like, long bow. I was hoping to run into you.
Yeah, I have no sensitivity so long, but I was just like, I don't know.
Indeed.
I don't know if this is good or bad. So,
No, at ease. You're paramilitary, right? Yeah, you seem like the type. I want to first say, first off, I was mad back then when you first showed up, but I get it. Understand you had to do what you did, and I do not hold that against you.
okay.
I mulled it over, and she pulls out a letter out of Ridge's jacket inside and with a little bit of encouragement. I think I will be joining you. He told me I had to look after you, ironically.
That guy always working a deal. He told me the same thing for you.
I don't think he's never not worked a deal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we all need some time, but I'm glad to hear that you know, you're gonna be sticking around and maybe going with us. I really like that.
I wanted to go out the gate and not come back, but I think I owe it to him to stick around.
Okay.
So cool. Plus, I felt kind of bad if I just walked out without, and she shows the bounty. I was like, on my way over, I found a guy who would have bought it. So I figured to divvy that up with y'all.
Yeah, I mean we have.
At least she's like, she looks at it. She's like, at least it was something that he
Yeah.
died for.
And yeah, we have
Never
the
enough.
we have the group take, right? And you're his beneficiary or whatever. So um, we're about to go settle up. So why don't you join me in here?
Yeah, I was looking for y'all anyway. But I wanted you to be the first to know. And if you need anything, I have one. I'm really bad at this. Um, I can listen if you need to talk.
Okay.
And I have Honeydew's number if you need, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Well, let me update you on Honeydew. And he'll tell her that we saved some folk from
now you for your
from you.
Honeydew's your supplier. Your
Oh, my
Honeydew's the
supplier.
one who
apologies. My
sold
Yeah,
the
apologies.
yeah,
My
hallucinogens.
apologies.
Yeah.
My bad. Whoops,
yeah,
whoops,
yeah,
whoops,
yeah.
whoops, whoops,
She,
whoops.
yeah,
Sorry, it took me a second there. It was
yeah.
Moonbeam or whatever. That was the other one.
Moonbeam
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry. Then yeah. Okay. Good. I'm 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 all square for now. I'll let you know if that changes.
Cool, cool. So yeah, let's go inside.
Hmm. And you guys see Longbow and Ash come walking in, and we kind of spy you guys out. Head on over.
Deacon will wave some ID cards, kind of. There's those like, I got some.
Yep.
I got some too.
Martha will stand up and wave him over.
Sweet. Yeah, so since we're doing like the bounty divvy, I imagine we get like the most privatest of tables that can exist in this bar, right? Because like when takers come back and we're flush with all this bounty, we want to like
Mhm.
do the thing, but we don't really want like everybody would get an accurate count of the thing that we're doing, even though this is our town and elevation, all that kind of stuff. We still got to be a little.
You know, Bugs over there, like, yeah, it looks like a stack of 5. Or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Zzz.
That would be a bad decision by Bug.
Zzz.
That would be a bad decision by Bug.
But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Just like we gotta get the crime boss table that
Yeah. What was the name of
Yeah.
this job?
Oxbow.
Oxbow. Okay, just for my ledger.
Yeah.
I think you guys would also notice like there's something different about Ad. One, she's got Ridgid's jacket on. Two, and another thing is that there's I don't know, you guys might have noticed, or maybe you just never, but there's runes on her hands and what looks like feathers up around her neck. So that now could be seen more clearly now that she's not wearing like her normal getup. So, hey
Sweet.
guys,
Ash.
the deacon. I'll try to call you deacon. I know Ridgid like to call you the pastor, but I'll try to keep to your taker name.
Each their own.
First, went ahead and she'll put down the 19 bounty. I was like, I got that taken care of. Figured I can at least do that for y'all, and I want you, I guess, to know that I'm not mad at all of you, and thank you for being there for Ridgid.
I'd like to put together, a service for him, memorial. You tell me what's appropriate. I'm not under any illusions you'd want me standing up there reading passages from Psalms or whatever.
I appreciate that, Deacon. Yeah, we never really thought about it because, I mean, to be honest, we never thought in the beginning that we would even find anyone to care about us like that. You know,
Yeah.
Especially me, I'm in no illusion of people caring. So, Whatever you think is appropriate. He he jokingly said that maybe we'll do like a pillar of fire or something, you know. So
Well, yeah. Well, um, yeah. Yep.
Are you-
she looks at you like,
so
did,
there's this pause and long, but like he kind of got a pillar of fire
Yeah.
at the end there because the plane we had to douse the plane, so he did get that. If that's important to you.
so you actually see her kind of chuckle and smile, but not like in the crack thing. It's like ironic. She's like,
Yeah, but we can.
okay.
I don't know what
I
your
guess I can.
beliefs-
She's like, I appreciate that, but if it,
You know,
if whatever you feel is appropriate, Deacon. I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, you know. And
Yeah.
I think Ridgid would like that. He
I've,
was
I've done my fair share of funerals in my time, for church folks and non-church folks, and I mean a few folks that nobody else really much cared for. So I can. Somebody's good as Ridgid, it shouldn't be too hard.
thanks. Yeah. That would be nice. That would be nice. So I think for the betterment of myself and you guys being down, I think I'm gonna come with y'all.
Right.
Welcome to the team.
Okay.
I don't want to stay in elevation anymore. I don't have a reason to stay in elevation anymore. And I think that I want to help you guys finish the contract that Ridgid had you all signed. I think I want to do right by him on that.
Gonna get you over the wall too. So it
Yeah.
works.
Well, let's think on that.
Okay.
But as for you three, Rich's contract still stands. And as I'm his beneficiary, at least that part of his debt will pass on to me. So you will have my axe at your side.
He like looks you over. Is like, is there a fucking axe in here? And he sees it. It's like,
It's a saying from my. I do have an axe, if that's what you're asking.
yeah. That's like Longbow looks her over until he sees it. You know, like, oh shit.
Yeah,
he
no,
does have
like
an axe. Okay, cool.
under the jacket, you see a tomahawk just kind
Yeah,
of sitting there,
that's cool.
and like in a holster.
Well, it's
I'm no stranger to the lost. It's how me and Ridgid met. I've seen a lot.
well,
A lot.
that's good because we're divvying up here. So let's get everybody their cut. Let's get you that cut. And
So
kind of like
you-
kind of looks around the table, just making sure that that's okay. Like everybody else is on board with that, and like obviously everybody is, right? Kind of deal. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
So
Martha?
you have the axe thing there. You also got a gun.
Yeah. I wasn't always with Ridgid. Ridgid and I have only been together like a year.
Mm.
I spent the first couple of years out here on my own. So guns, rifles, but I tend to like to do my business close. I got the equipment that's appropriate. I've had to survive some things that distance hasn't been a necessary thing. Like distance isn't a choice. So I've learned to adapt. Let's just say elevation is my first enclave.
Martha just nods. Martha just nods.
What does that mean? Do other enclaves have a lot of like? Help me out there. What does that mean? If you've been to other enclaves?
Before I ran into Ridgid, I was part of an enclave just north, just a little bit south of Wyoming, right there around Cheyenne. I don't know how familiar you are with maps, but the main two highways there was a little enclave, kind of controlled the truck traffic, or what there was in the beginning, like a little toll, Wild Wild West. Well, that enclave doesn't exist anymore. Apparently, they got into a little bit of a fight with the people who ran the military base, and they wanted to show who was boss.
Oh, so it wasn't even casualties. It was like,
well, I mean, no, it wasn't really. They decided to roll up, and when you have guns and tanks, even if you're not getting resupplies, you can do a lot of damage to civilians, and they don't exist anymore. I'm one of the few, and then I got down a little bit. I was able to get out of there, got past, I think, the people who ran Fort Collins, and I was on my way to Denver, and kind of got a little lost because you just run for your life.
Yeah.
So after that, I ran into another group just outside of the airport, away from there. Kind of kept my head low, got on with Taker crew, and then unfortunately, they got overwhelmed by a horde.
yeah, you're a survivor.
Yeah. Walked along the tracks until I ran in. The train came by and hopped on in and found Ridgid, and here we are.
Okay.
But that's why I say it's like you don't have to worry about me slowing y'all down in the sense of that. I might be a little slow because I've been off the range for a while, but guns, chopping casualties' heads. She stuttered and changed it
Yeah.
to casualties. I'm not a stranger to, and I will try to add.
Well, glad you're here.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think that Longbow will kind of do his stuff and like eat food, right? And try and get to know Ash a little bit. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Ash
she
part of
would.
the team, so he's gonna try and get to know her. So.
Martha would say, I need to go make dinner for Puck, but the three of you are welcome to come eat with us.
Maybe that'd be good.
Private.
And what, Ethan?
Oh, a little more private,
Yeah.
Um,
Being
I-
helpful.
I know the gun hands are just, carousing, but it gets a little old after a while. I can still hear them,
She looks up. She's like, maybe a little bit later, but I think I'm gonna help try to. I told that I
Ash,
would come.
Ash, come eat dinner with us.
Yeah, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, Ralph will be fine.
All right. Yeah.
Take a day. Even the Lord takes a day off, huh?
She'd sick us. Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. All right then. And then I guess she'll chug her beer and then follow y'all out. And that's all I got for the debut of Ash.
Good to meet Ash. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good to meet her.
Mike, I think we should. Are we down
Yes,
for?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we end of episode fades down to black. We'll pop up that comes up at the end of the episode here for everybody.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
What?
The incidentals will
that?
return in 2022.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a little break from this show. We're gonna take the rest of this month off, which whatever. But next week, right? Oh, next week is the 1st. So we're gonna take December off. So this will be like kind of the end of chapter 1, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wrote
There,
end
there
of
will
season.
still be Wednesday night shows going on. There won't be incidentals until past New Year.
Be warm in the wind. We joke a lot and say this is our feel good Wednesday night game. We're gonna have some feel good Wednesday night games.
Right.
Yeah, I
It's
think the last couple of Wednesdays, Wednesdays have been kind of rough.
Yeah, we'll do some holiday cheer style.
I don't know how feel good Brindlewood Bay can be at this point. We've kind of uncovered some spooky things, but it'll be holiday themed.
It'll be all
Opal's fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Opal's
You get to go
Opal's
caroling in this
fine.
one.
right.
We get to go
Yeah.
caroling. That's what-
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my
Someone's
god.
gonna die. Oh man, that's like the most embarrassing way to die.
Oh yeah, because caroling is done at night, so every caroling move is a night move.
That's right.
Ooh. But also, like, Opal's son is in town now.
Oh yes.
That's true.
So we got
Right.
spy on spy action.
Yes. That'll be good.
Spy versus spy.
Spy versus spy.
Yeah. So guys, scant 23 games for chapter 1.
Ooh.
What a year.
I
Pretty
just
awesome.
like April
Yeah.
7th. April 7th
Was when this started.
was our session 0.
Yep. This is fun.
Mm.
Oh, thanks, chat. This is really nice.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear you guys say that. So yeah, we got more stuff coming. Come back next week, next Wednesday, and of course we have our big charity stream in December, starting with December 3rd. Every Friday and Saturday, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff with the Trevor Project. Got a lot of great guests lined up, a lot of great games lined up, all of that good stuff. So I'm gonna hit the red button, and to follow along in the footsteps, it's been a minute since we've raided Womble, so maybe we raid Wombletastic tonight. He's playing Disco Elysium, so hey, from one feel good show to next. We're gonna go hang out with Womble.
I've seen a lot of clips show up in his
Yeah.
Discord tonight, so it's apparently been pretty entertaining. So-
Good.
But before we go,
Yeah.
I want to just say a huge thanks to Mike, who has run us through this 23 games, and it has been super fun and a ride, and I'm so glad that we get to do it every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
I can echo the
Thank-
same.
Thank
I
you
look
to
forward
everybody
to-
for coming along on this ride, and thank you to Ronaldus for writing a location.
Yeah.
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 And I'm so glad that he's sticking around to like chat with us and
Mhm.
give us insights.
What a homie.
It's really cool.
And with a month off, and our first session will be with a job that we will have completely forgotten how to do.
We
The
have,
rules too.
and we have like leads on a couple. Like we got some stuff going on here. It'll be all right. We got
But
I'll
really,
just say there's probably going to be a message from Mr. Jones because you're
Sweet.
nasty.
because you're nasty.
Oh, shit.
But I don't want
No,
us
we
to
nasty.
leave our season without saying a big thank you to you, Mike, for all of this. It's been great.
Thank you everybody for playing, and thank you everybody for watching. And I don't know, let's go before we have too many more feels here. Come on.
The feels aren't until next
Let's get
Wednesday.
We're
All
done.
Drop a kia ora in the chat for Womble
Womble,
over there
yeah.
in New Zealand.
All right, everybody. As always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.